until, boy, this video is about to start off slow and groggy like I made it while I was in bed or something. I didn't. So before we get into that, just want to show you guys I'm still alive, breathing, excited, and full of energy. So I did it. Hope everything is well with you guys. It's a little chilly in Miami right now. I got a cousin up there, like around New Jersey area. He's telling me it's covered in snow. So if you live up there, man, be safe. I wish I had some pictures. He's supposed to send me some. Once again, I hope everything is well where you're at. Let's get to the slow and groggy stuff before we turn up. I watched the house come down, and I think 2 or 3 days ago, I posted on Twitter, man. It's like I was thinking about it while I was going through my day. Like, no matter what side you stand on, should the house be torn down, should the house be preserved until after the trial or whenever, I don't know how you escape the reality that that was a moment. That had to be a moment for anyone who actually loved these 4 victims up close and personal. It had to be.
Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox, and I do want to take you to a live image coming in out of Moscow, Idaho. Take a look as the University of Idaho is beginning demolition of the off-campus rental home where 4 undergrad students were killed in a home invasion stabbing. This happening last year. Now, the house at 1122 King Road that you see right there on your screen is a reminder of the slayings, which had been boarded up, fenced in, and guarded 24 hours a day by law enforcement. Raising of the home began shortly after 7 a.m. this morning with an excavator ripping down pieces of the house and loading debris into a truck so that it could be hauled away. Some critics of that decision, including several family members of the victims, wanted the house to remain standing until the suspected killer, Brian Koberger, goes on trial. However, keeping the house standing could have proven to be a, quote, logistics nightmare that does not impact the jury in the long run. That is according to an expert speaking with Fox News Digital.
Innocent until. What's going on, man? I want to talk to y'all, man, but I don't really have a lot to talk about. You know what I mean? I built this platform as a true crime platform. I'm always saying that I have my other platforms. That's mostly where I've been, to be honest with you. Because not much is going on in what my channel turned into, which was basically an Idaho 4 channel. I don't feel any kind of way about that because I could have put in the effort of making it more of a true crime channel, but everybody was drawn to the Idaho 4 videos. So at a point, I just stopped covering other cases. And strictly stuck with, the Idaho 4 case and developments there. Even though when you would watch the shorts and stuff, I would still cover other cases briefly in the shorts and things, and I could still do that. But one thing about content creation, man, is you have to be motivated. So I'm easily, made uncomfortable around people, and I'm also, just kind of easily bored, like running in life. I'm always trying to find the next thing to keep my mind stirred up, to keep my intellectual capacity challenged, because that's just who I am, you know what I mean? So I want to get back to making my channel a true crime channel, you know what I mean? Not just an Innocent Until channel. I mean, not just an Idaho 4 channel, but we will get to that, man. I'm not motivated. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to leave Miami and go back to Georgia, or leave Miami and go somewhere else. So I'm not like planning yet. Like I got some things in mind, but I want to be planning, you know what I mean? I don't know how that's going to work out. So I'm just letting you guys know what's been up with me lately. I have not given up on the case. I've been saying from day one that if I don't have anything to talk about, I'm not just going to be getting on the camera creating videos, man, to generate views and clicks and stuff. It's not who I am, you know what I mean? I don't do that with my other platforms. Probably never going to make it in the drama sector. A lot of the things that people don't even consider drama, I look at it and be like, yo, why would you, like, I don't see the point in it. And I try to do that without being condescending or condemning anyone. It's just not my thing. So I'm not going to be out here coming up with different theories every day, rehashing, all of the things that I said before. If you're new to the channel, I'm just kind of giving you an update Don't think that I'm abandoning my channel. Don't think that the channel is dead. I just can't get into the drama sector where we constantly that's what it is to me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful. I can't get into the drama sector where we just continually fabricate, you know. And when I say fabricate, I'm not meaning a lie. I mean, we're just coming up with things to keep the conversation going. When the bottom line is still what it was from day one, we don't know. You know what I mean? So I watched the house come down, and I think 2 or 3 days ago, I posted on Twitter, man. It's like I was thinking about it while I was going through my day. Like, no matter what side you stand on, should the house be torn down, should the house be preserved until after the trial or whenever, I don't know how you escape the reality that that was a moment. That had to be a moment for anyone who actually loved these 4 victims up close and personal. It had to be. Because I'm just thinking about it. And then when I finally did watch it, it was like an hour or something. I didn't even watch the whole thing because why? You know, now I'm back to what, you know, Stacey Chapin said, you know, in one of the first initial statements we got from her about where her mind and her family's minds were about this whole process as it unfolds. And she was like, hey, man, we're trying to respectfully, this is not the interview she did, this is when it was said in print, you know, she said it to someone they printed in the news articles. She said, we're not thinking about going to the trial because it's not going to change anything, you know what I mean? It'll only remind us of horrible things. It's not going to change the outcome of what happened to our son in any regard. Now we're back to some of that, you know what I mean? Why I didn't watch, what is it going to change? At the end of the day, they tearing the house down. But for me, the bigger thing that stuck out was, regardless of whether you wanted the house tore down or not, man, that had to be a moment. And that's what I be wanting to get to. It's why I'll never survive in the drama sector, but it's also why my channel will and my platforms always will be what they are. I like to get to the heart of things, man. I like to do and say things that remind us to remember that we're dealing with humans on a day-to-day basis, because it's easy to forget that. So I'm thinking about this house being torn down, and then I'm finally watching, and I'm like, damn, man, like, I never knew any of these 4 victims, but the way this is just stirring my heart and pulling on my heartstrings or what have you, I can only imagine how the loved ones closely associated with these victims would feel surrounding this situation, this occurrence, this thing. That was a moment for them, man. Like, I think it leads to, like, when would have, I think the ultimate question a lot of people are considering in their minds subconsciously, but they won't ask is, when would it have been an appropriate time to tear the house down? When would it have been? Because I haven't said anything legal in this video yet, and we're 5 minutes in. I'm talking all emotion here, and that doesn't make it a bad thing because we're talking about emotions. Emotions aren't inherently bad. Emotionally, because that is the question that most people at least, are asking themselves, whether they realize it or not, and they're framing it in other ways. Like, we need to leave it up for the jury. We need to leave it up. No. I'm sure there's a percentage of people out there actually thinking that way, just logically around the board concerning this situation. But let's be honest, man, I've heard the pleas, I've seen the posts, even when I'm thinking about it myself, like, the bigger thing that stands out to me are not the legalities of why the house should remain, but the emotional ties to it of why the house should remain, which still leads me back to my original thought. Like, when I think through it all, I can see more benefit in the house not remaining, because you can't just say because it evokes such strong emotions, memories, that the house should remain forever. Like, when would have been emotionally the appropriate time to tear the house down? And I don't think we have an answer. And that's the thing in dealing with everybody that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I'm saying this for myself too. We don't know what's being torn down or built up in everybody's lives, man. We don't know what people are going through on a day-to-day basis, man. For us, as much as we've been consumed by this case and other cases that we get involved in and have been involved in, man, we're not actually living the horror of it. We're not living the horror of it. We get to unplug. Even me, I see, I had to do a video and tell y'all the channel isn't there. We get to unplug from the horror of it. There are no missing texts in my phone right now because Kaylee didn't text me as she used to. I haven't missed a phone call. I didn't miss a phone call in 2023 that I was used to getting because Ethan didn't call my phone. Ethan never called me. I never knew Ethan until I heard about the story on the news. Their parents, their siblings, the people around them are living the horror of it. Their loved one isn't there where they used to be, and most of us have experienced this. Hopefully not in such horrible circumstances. So those are the things I'm thinking about. Okay, nothing is going on with this case. And if you listen to my videos in the past, even when there were developments, I would still say these very things, man. Like, once you get through the, hey, you arguing with this person such and such in the YouTube comments on Twitter, or you in your little amen corner where every new idea that even contradicts the last new idea that everybody was so rah-rah about, every new idea is something to be rah-rah about and say, well, yeah, this is what happened. While you're doing that, I don't even know how to say it without sounding preachy, man. Like, just remember that, like, this is still a very human situation. This is two of the biggest holidays, in our American calendar. Year just passed, man. These people, this is their first year. I mistakenly put on Twitter, it's been 2 years. I still don't know what I was thinking when I put that. But this is their first year, man. Well, no, they had last year. They did. They had no, because it happened in November. So this would be their second year, though. You know what I mean? But still, though, that's a lot, bro. I don't want to delve into being too preachy, but that's a lot. I seen that the judge rejected Ann's motion. Somebody said so articulately on one platform, I can't remember where, I think I screenshotted it, that Ann is fighting this case like she thinks Brian is innocent. I get that notion too. And for some that might be like, well, what do you mean? Duh. No, not duh. No, not duh. No, not duh. Going back to the human element of it, man. People that are involved in like professional litigation, man, they're human, man. And humans come with all type of humanity, you know what I mean? So every defense attorney isn't for the client that they're defending. Even if they paid this is a paid lawyer, et cetera, that doesn't mean this person is coming in here doing their best job. People at your job to get paid to do their job too, and that don't mean they come to work every day trying to do their best job. And it's not even as important as defending someone's freedom or even potentially their lives. They slack off at many of jobs, which you don't think the pressure of those type of jobs can get to you, or you might not, you have other things going on in your personal life. There might be something about this client that you just don't like, because that's how we think about people these days. You don't agree with something they said, so now you're not giving your best energy and effort to defending them. So I'm just trying to say, just because you have a defense attorney doesn't mean that that attorney is doing the best job for you. So when you have a defense attorney who, I think most fair-minded people would say she has given us no reason to question her moral integrity, right? Obviously, some of the Brian natives probably have some ideas in their mind, but even in that, there's only a small percentage that I've seen even say anything negative towards or about Ann Taylor. So with that in mind, once again, we don't really have to question her moral integrity. Therefore, if we can attach her actually investing morally into something, we could probably, just from what we know about her from a far distance. Yo, I don't know what I was doing now, man. I said a lot just to say I think Ann has earned the right for us to look at her as a person with credibility. It's my opinion, and so with that, the things that she co-signed obviously come with an amount of credibility too. You know what I mean? It's like certain people can tell you certain things, and you're gonna invest into it or believe it just because of who's bringing it to your attention, because they've earned the right to have that type of reputation. So with that in mind, her investing herself in Brian's innocence, in my opinion, is just another reason that we can believe that he is possibly innocent. Not the only reason, or not the priority reason, but it just adds to the reasons we already have to believe that Brian may be innocent. So I could have just said that. I was all over the damn place. My bad, y'all. If you knew your client was that guilty, I don't know. I've never been an attorney. Either you are morally shifty and shaky, or it seems to me you would be trying to talk your client into taking some type of deal. I don't know what an attorney would do in that situation. If you know attorneys, or you are an attorney, tell me, what would you do in that situation that you know your client is guilty, or you believe they're guilty? Do you keep defending and fighting, for their innocence, or do you try to convince them to kind of like take some type of plea and confess? I don't know. You guys tell me. I would think that you would be, unless you were morally shaky, you would be trying to tell them, man, I can't really go here and lie to the courts, and I don't know. We need to come up with something. So back to that whole little rant was just about, I seen that the judge denied, Ann Taylor's, I think maybe a second motion to dismiss the case. No surprises there, man. No surprise. Ann Taylor should continue to. Once again, I'm in the camp that thinks that Brian should have never been arrested, and I'm also in the camp that thinks I don't know if Brian is guilty or not. I've done an entire video saying why I think he may be, but I don't know. So I'm not in the hey, Brian is absolutely innocent camp. If anything, I'm more so in the Brian may be involved, but even if he was, he definitely wasn't alone. To the Brian is being framed count. I'm somewhere in there, right now. And still landing on, I don't know. But yeah, man, I don't even think Brian should have ever been arrested. I'm looking at things very logically, man. I'm looking at the fact that I know y'all probably want to shut this case down, man. It's 4 college kids murdered. We don't have nothing, nobody, nah, we can't do that. We got business, we got university things. Life has to go on. So we got to get somebody. There's the pressure to do that. You already have some things going on with some other cases you handled and some of the officers that you still employ, some huge red flags going on there. We gotta wrap this up real quick. The logistics of living just being human. Y'all just thinking about it like some people just thinking about it like, nah, they're cops. They're gonna want to do the best job. That's why we respect them. We salute them. We celebrate them. No, they ain't. They just damn humans at work. I've said this a million times. So they're going to be motivated by other things too, like getting this case wrapped up. We can't just say, or staging the damn case because they were part of it. We don't know. But with all that in mind, man, it's a lot going on. There's a lot of reason to just get somebody, and maybe Brian somehow, when you shake the crystal ball, he lands up, his name pops up as the perfect person. I don't know, bro. I don't know. One thing I do know is you're going to be hard-pressed to get me to believe that this man did this alone. I think we'll probably get a trial this year. I wouldn't be surprised if it was late this year, not summer. I know, I remember that too. The prosecution's asking for a summer trial. I don't know. I'm just guessing. This is my best guess based on consuming information about the case. No professional expertise or nothing. Me and Coffee out the dark, we dodge when it comes to knowing what the hell we talking about. I don't know if we're gonna get that summer thing because to my knowledge, Ann is still saying, hey man, y'all do have some discovery that we need to be made privy to. Hell, I can go back to the first hearing when she said she was getting emails and she could tell by the way that the correspondence was interrupted that part of the emails were missing. I don't know if she ever got that. I'm not saying she didn't, but that lets me know, hell, why would y'all put her in a position where she had to, if you're gonna send the email, why would you put her in a position where she would have to ask for the entire email when you know that was a requirement of what you sent in the beginning? So you knew you were supposed to send the full email. You clipped parts of it out only to make her ask for the full thing that you had to legally end up sending her anyway. If you did, that lets me know that you were willing to make things hard for no good reason, at least. Prosecution. You've been doing that from the beginning. I'm saying these are the kind of signs I read. While Ann, I've said this multiple times, we don't really hear from Ann until she has concise thoughts that she presents as a legal argument. And then, like I said, I hear too much stumbling from the prosecution. So, summer, I don't know. I think that's going to hinge on if Ann has the information that she thinks she needs to go to trial. Right now, from what I remember looking up literal Idaho law, the legalese of it, there's no set time when they have to go to trial now that they waived his right to a speedy trial. So with that in mind, I don't think Ann is going to go to trial any kind of unprepared. I just don't. I think Ann is going to want to, go in there ready to swing and hit it out the park. So anyway, innocent until, man, those are just my random thoughts. Once again, if something actually breaks in the case, we can talk about things in more detail. I'm pretty sure I sounded stupid, said something stupid. You guys can correct me, or you guys can subtract from or add to what I said in the comment section to make it make more sense. Those of you who get these notifications, if you didn't get the notification, I'm sorry. I guess this is where I need to start sharing, like, share, subscribe, because the algorithm, if you don't make content, it'll kick you out. So I don't know, but if you get the notification, man, just let me know how you feel in the comment section. If you don't, damn, homie, I don't know what to tell you, man. Y'all be safe out there. Listening to.
But it's good for us to be here together. This will be a good day, though there will be things that are hard, but there will also be some joy and some fun memories shared today.